about this sin pattern of exclusivity and complacency. And I've asked him to do his a little bit differently because I felt as I prepared this that this is like a congregational, together we need to confess this as a body. And so Jeremy actually wrote out a short prayer. Actually, maybe I'll just let Jeremy take it away. Go for it, buddy.
All right. So, exclusivity and complacency. While we were doing our little historical digging, there were a few silly stories that came up, like, some old ladies condemning kids trick-or-treating and telling them to go home, or one pastor threw an Easter egg hunt for some neighborhood kids, and he got a bunch of crap for that, and everybody there just wasn't this love for the community. But one story that really stuck out was there was one particular pastor who did have a lot of love for the community, and he started bringing in a lot of new believers. And the people of the congregation just weren't having it because they had the position that he's their pastor, he should be putting his efforts on their kids and their church. And they just wouldn't tolerate him putting so much effort on the outside. And this is kind of a problem that could easily creep into our church versus all the other things we've talked about. I mean, here we are meeting in a coffee shop. We have the cool church in town. And we kind of expect people to come to us. And we're not always just looking outward. We're very cozy. It's been 10 years, and we're here in the coffee shop, and we just wait for people to come. So, we have a prayer that's going to go up on the screen, and we're all going to say this together since it kind of affects us all. So let's pray. All together. We confess our past errors
of exclusion and regret our lack of urgency for our neighboring people. Darkness will not fade without introducing light. We must spread the light of Christ. Salvation is not ours to hoard. We must share our gift with the world. Father, let us be bold and loving.
Thank you, Jeremy. So where we're going to go next with this is we're going to have a time of reflection. And so we're done now. We're done with the confessions. All right? Praise Jesus for that, right? He's forgiven us. We'll celebrate that. And what we're going to do is, I think in a moment like this, maybe we can hear from God a little more clearly. Sin is a barrier to hearing from His voice, and we've just dealt with a lot of sin. And on the promises of Scripture, we've been forgiven. And so I built into this, I'm going to play a couple songs just quietly in the background. And this is a time where I would really love for you to take that paper that I had written some questions down on. And really, all of those questions are just different ways to ask, what's God saying to us? All right? Don't feel like you have to answer them all. You could answer a completely different question. Maybe you'll spend all your time on just one of those. But the idea is, I really want to hear what you sense the Spirit of God saying to our church about where we go next. Next week, I'm going to preach on the 8th letter. What is Jesus saying to the commonplace? I have no idea what I'm going to write yet. What you say tonight is going to definitely influence that. All right? And so what you write then later on in a moment is we'll have a time where you'll actually kind of bring those up, and we'll collect those together. So let's just spend a little bit of quiet time. Does anybody need one of those pieces of paper or need a pen? If so, raise your hand. Sarah will be happy to get something around for you. But other than that, we'll just spend a little bit of time listening to the voice of the Spirit and seeing what He has to say to the commonplace. So you'll probably listen to a couple of songs here, and then I'll come up and lead us in what's next.